there. 1 year anniversary. Ocean Drive threw a big party. My man Tony over there, go in there. He'll take care of you. And then I don't know if you know this, but I kind of hang out with models every once in a while. And I got to hang out with Planet Fashion TV at one of their fashion events with my girl Celia Evans, who's just an absolute doll. So enough talking about. You guys don't want to look at us. Let's look at school. Get some beautiful clothes and some beautiful models at a fashion show. Be right back. Miami Nights. It's when all the magic happens. You have to go out. What are you gonna wear? I found out about Stitch from a friend. He said it's a men's designer suit store, and they treat you like a king. I came to see it for myself. My timing couldn't have been better because the owner was having a little get-together. It's happening right here in Brickell City Center, baby. So then this girl takes me to the VIP room where All right, amazing views up here on the terrace overlooking everything. Changing up a little bit. Meeting today with a guy I got to know a couple of weeks ago, got introduced to by my friend Justin Alias from the Hustle Society. Another Northeasterner that moved down here because, let's face it, it's probably raining and windy and cold up north in the Northeast, and it's sunny and beautiful right here in Miami. Stay tuned. I'm going to chat with Evan Solomon, a guy that's really changing the face of so many businesses behind the scenes. Get to know him. All right, so Evan, this view is what we call definitely Miami. You have downtown, you have all the way up to Midtown, Aventura to the beach. I mean, it's spectacular.
Thank you.
This was probably an easy decision. How was the process moving down here?
The process was quite a journey with two little ones and all kinds of junk that I'd hoarded for so many years.
Yeah.
And we made it, and it's been an amazing journey with my little family, and to come to greener pastures or warmer pastures or whatever you want to call it.
You're from Philly, or where are you from?
I'm from Philly.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in the suburbs, lived in Center City, Philadelphia, from when I went to Drexel University and all the way back in 2000, and then started my company, EFS Networks in Philly.
Okay.
So it's
EFS obviously stands for Evan Solomon.
Yes, it was genius marketing.
Yeah,
you know, it took me all of like 30 seconds.
It reminds me of
to come
E.F.
up with
Hutton.
the name.
Do you remember those commercials way back in the day that they had for E.F. Hutton, the investment company?
Yeah.
When E.F. Hutton speaks, you know, everybody listens. EFS, there you go. Genius. And you're, you know, we're going to talk about technology and some of these other companies that you're involved with. And we're going to start, as usual, talking about Miami because there are so many people that have moved down here. How did you decide to Miami? I mean, you didn't even like put your toe in the water into Brickell. What was your deciding factor of saying I want to move to Brickell?
YOLO is the good
That's what the kids say,
one-word
right? Yeah.
explanation. Yeah, some of the words my kids come up with, I don't even understand where they're coming from.
And you have how many kids do you have?
I have a little boy who's 7 and a little girl who's 9.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, and have they adapted to life here in Miami?
They love it.
Yeah.
And what they are seeing here as normal, we have to be very careful as what they consider like normal.
You know, I laugh because a lot of my friends or my family, they'll see some of the places I'm going. We have Swim Week going on right now, and they'll see me with, you know, all of these models and everything, and they just say like, "Oh my God, you're living the life." But to me, it just feels like it's normal. It feels like, all right, this is what, if you live in Miami, this is what you do. Just like if you live in New York, what do? You get on the subway, you get on the train, you go to work, and you work from 7 in the morning till 7 at night. Here, it's a very different, laid-back lifestyle where you're enjoying life. Oh yeah, and we work and we make money, but we really enjoy life. You feel it's that way?
I feel that way, but I also feel like there's something folks from all other parts of the country and all other parts of the world, Latin America, that have come down here with that work ethic.
Definitely.
And are still grinding it out.
Yeah.
They're not on the Instagram feed, they're just in front of their computer like me.
That's the
right
real
now,
Miami.
paying
Yeah.
for the bills to live here.
We'll talk a little bit more about Miami in a little bit, but I really want to talk about a couple of different things. Obviously, let's start with EFS. So you started it over 20 years ago.
Yes.
What made you start, and how has the company changed from when you started it to what it does now? Because technology is completely different from then until now.
Absolutely.
When you started, you probably had AOL, and now Google just came out with VO3, and we're making movies by just typing in a prompt.
Well, we had AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
Definitely was using that
Yeah.
in college. And
ASL.
Facebook had
Yeah.
just come out. It was still like only limited to colleges. You had to have a college email address to sign up for Facebook.
Yeah, and you had to
way
be
back
like up in
day.
the Ivy League
Yes.
schools up in Northeast in order
Exactly.
to use it.
Yeah, so I mean, I was always a tinkerer when I was growing up, and I had a computer in my room with a dial-up. My parents got it for me when I was like 10 years old.
That's great.
And just during college, during high school, like I had like this side gig.
Yeah.
You know, I guess it wasn't called a gig back then,
Right.
but I was fixing computers and doing kinds of networking things and then it grew through some mentors that threw me into some stuff where I was like, holy crap, I have no idea how to do this. And then
But you
got
figured it out.
trial by fire, I figured
Yeah.
it out. And then I went to Drexel, which has a co-op program. So
Okay.
like about half of the time you're working and half of the time you're in school. 6
Got
months,
it.
6 months. So I went up to New York City and did a co-op there. Unfortunately, during 9/11, which was quite
Oh,
an
wow.
experience.
Holy cow.
But then Drexel let me take my business and make it into a co-op. And I did not have too much fun in college. I caught up a little bit later in life because I was in the honors program. I had 2 undergraduate degrees and a master's degree, and started my business all in 5 years at Drexel.
Holy
So
cow.
it was an intense period of time.
But how different is the computer and technology business now versus back then? Like
Oh,
I use
yeah.
the joke saying AOL, but how different is it?
Well, first of all, everything was on premise. Like it was physical servers and racks of stuff. There
Yes.
was no cloud. Yeah, and you know, we started as an IT services company, servicing small, medium businesses, just all things IT related. Their network, computer system, servers, whatever, web. And then I got turned on to software development, and the light bulb kind of went off in there. And since then, you know, our business still has some IT services, but really we're a software development company.
Okay. Now, when you say software development, you know, I still remember buying my first computer, and they upsold me on, well, you should this, you know, as an add-on, and then you literally like had to put the disk in. It was hard drives, like the mini floppies, I guess they called them back then. But now, like you said, everything is cloud. So when you say you're doing software development, is this like plugins that go into other programs? I know we're going to talk a little bit about Zoho, because I know you're really involved with that. But explain it to me as if I'm a third grader. What does your company do on a day-to-day basis?
Awesome. And I did it for both my son and daughter's back to school day.
So
I
make
have the
believe we're in
third
that
grader
classroom.
version.
I'm the teacher. Make believe we're in the classroom, and you're explaining it to me, you know, to the kids in the class about what it is that you do.
Sure. So, I mean, nowadays, there's incredible software that's already in existence that for your business, you don't have to create something from scratch.
Okay.
Even if you have a great new business idea, like you don't necessarily need to make a custom piece of software from scratch.
Right.
So a lot of what we do are pre-existing pieces of software that has like a million bells and whistles, light switches, if you wish. And we can customize them around your industry, around what makes you unique and fitting your business.
Got it.
So from scratch is not as big of a thing anymore. And then of course you might have a lot of other pieces of software. You're in your Microsoft email and your Google Chat and whatever other line of business software that you use for your industry. And then you're not going to get rid of all of them. So connecting them together,
Yes.
building a bridge between these pieces of software, which is the fancy geek word is an API,
Right.
is a lot of what we do as well.
To your point, it seems like that seems to be the big difference in technology from, let's say, 20, 25 years ago to now, from what I could see. Because back then, you used to have to buy a separate program for everything, and everything was siloed. And I think it was the Microsoft way. Oh, you need this program, and nothing really meshed, nothing talked to each other. But now, oh, you have Teams? Okay, get this plug in, put this plug in, it's going to do this. Get this, AI chat that's going to answer all your messages automatically. And I think that's where we are difference. It's mimicked or it's mirrored in the rest of the economy and the rest of the workforce as in technology, because I call it like the gig economy. Now, especially in Miami, everybody's self-employed. They're doing their own thing. We have all these work share places where people, work out of. Instead of working for just one big company, you work independently, and then you just get plugged into all the bigger companies.
Absolutely, yeah. Back in the day, you'd have to hire the fancy consulting company to implement the Oracle system with many zeros on the end to get all these different departments of your company integrated, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's just incredible what the price points and the ease of customization and availability and touch point, and a lot of the stuff that we do, like our customers can do themselves. And then we get involved when you need the complicated geek stuff.
It's good stuff. Very good stuff. Do you consider yourself a geek?
Yes, I'm very proud of that term, for sure.
It used to be, I'm just a little bit older than you, but I remember growing up in the 80s, 90s, and like, if the kid was a geek, like nobody wanted to hang out with him. But now it's like, you need the geek, because the geek is gonna fix your phone, they're gonna fix your computer, they're gonna do everything. And I think now geeks are way more popular, let's say like jocks,
For sure. I mean, so I would consider the sexy cocktail party conversation about what EFS Networks does, and then the boring stuff that's always needed.
Sorry. Hold on, let me just.
Nope.
Look, I'm here doing a podcast, my love. Sorry. You're up with my friend Evan over
Hi.
here on Tequesta.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Sorry. You're like, what are you doing today? This is what I'm doing with
I know, but it was an hour later. I'll call you when I'm done here, okay, babe?
Okay.
All right, ciao.
She wants to make sure where you are.
No, she's a friend of mine. She runs a group very similar to the Hustle Society.
Okay.
So she did an event last night. It was really good. She had a couple of good speakers come, and then but she called me. So funny, so Miami, and I'm single. So she called me with 3 other girlfriends that look like that on Tuesday night, and I had just gotten into bed. The Knicks are losing. It's like the end of the Knicks game. I literally just crawled into bed, and she calls me and she's like, "Hey, it's my birthday. We just got done with dinner. We're looking to go out. Where can we go?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's Tuesday night." She's like, "You know what? One of the girls here, she's here from Toronto, and she loves Mangoes. We're gonna go to Mangoes on Ocean Drive." I said, "If you're going to Mangoes, I'm getting out of bed right now, and I'm getting dressed, and I'm going to Mangoes." And she goes, "We'll be home by 12 for one drink."
Yeah, right.
3 in the morning, we walk out of there.
Yeah, right.
It is great, man. So let's talk about, it's funny, there are so many companies that are behind the companies that we all know, right? Which you don't even realize it. And Zoho is this company that you had told me about, and then I started doing some research, and I guess you do a lot of work implementing Zoho with companies. Can you explain to us what Zoho is and what exactly you do?
Yeah, absolutely. And the core of your show has a lot to do with real estate and mortgage industry. So I'll spice it to that.
Okay. Explain to us first what Zoho is.
Sure. So Zoho is a CRM or ERP system, which means customer relationship management or enterprise resource planning. But basically what that means is it's a giant piece of software that has many different components of it, and you can pick the pieces that you need to automate things in your business. So the CRM, which is the most popular part, is sales and marketing.
Got it.
Okay? There's also customer service and accounting and operations and it goes on and on and on. But usually most businesses start with CRM, which is sales and marketing. And usually most businesses have either one of 2 situations. One is they have like the core piece of software for their industry, which in the mortgage industry, there's this one thing called Arrive, which is like a mortgage processing software. Well, what it does all the steps of the core processing a mortgage and the lending and the
pulling the
signatures
credit
and all the other
and
stuff.
underwriting it and processing it and then getting it ready for
Exactly.
closing. Yeah.
You want to get new customers. You want to do leads funneling. You want to nurture all the people that you've spoken to and see maybe they have a change in their life situation or whatever the reason is that they may be another customer again.
Yep.
It's not good at that. And we've seen that in many other industries too. There's like a core piece of software that does your stuff, but then when you want to do sales and marketing, it's not there. Another great example is in the medical field, like in any kinds of like medical services businesses, and Zoho is certified for the HIPAA compliance.
Right.
Imagine you have any health and wellness company, you have like a med spa, or even just like doctors that are like doing concierge medicine and trying to get new patients. Well, the electronic medical records track of your, previous surgeries and allergies and stuff, but it's not marketing to potential customers.
Right.
So that's where Zoho comes in, and that's where Zoho can play well with others. And without you getting rid of that core piece of software that just turns the gears for your business, all of a sudden you can funnel out the data from there or funnel in the data from become a customer and then use Zoho for sales and marketing and all these kinds of right timing kinds of things that you want to know what's going on instead of doing this all manually.
You know what I see is the difference between just CRMs. So I would put a category of, let's say, like HubSpot and Salesforce, right? But like what I see is with most companies that use CRMs, that's really good at sending out their marketing flyers, keeping all their data on their clients in one place. Get even more advanced with like integrating your calendar and your social media and all your conversations in one place. But what I've been seeing more and more with these systems, which I guess is more like the ERP, is like you said, there's the sales end of everything, and then there's always the operations. I don't care what business you're in, banking, real estate. You go to any of these businesses over here, there's always two sides to the equation. What I think these systems do really well, and I don't know if they're doing it by building APIs or however they do it, but they merge those two systems together. So if I'm on the sales end and you're on the operations end, and I'm messaging with a client, I'm emailing them or whatever, and then that client gets passed on to ops. Let's say it's a mortgage and it's getting processed. You can now see the whole conversation. There's unification of conversations and customer data between all parties in a very compliant manner.
Absolutely. So imagine you're a small business owner and you got the hustle and you have this in your brain, all the things that you do to get customers, to keep customers happy, to fulfill your products and services that you sell. We help you from a consulting point of view, map that out. And we build these rules that then can be automated and do it for you so that when you get involved, it's just at the right point in time. That customer is needing you to reach out to them and has that opportunity. And
also, like, our brains are computers are 1,000 times more powerful than our brains. Even if I say, Evan, I'm going to call you at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, unless it's in my calendar, I might say, oh my God, I might be in the middle of having my morning coffee and say, holy crap, I got to call Evan, it's 9:30 in the morning. When you have everything that's in one central place that keeps your reminders and all your contacts and everything, it makes you more productive, and it makes a lot of these businesses a lot more streamlined.
Absolutely, yeah. This one customer that is a large mortgage franchise model, they have over 200 franchises of individual mortgage branches. And we implemented Zoho for them. We connected it to the core mortgage thing, and each and every employee has their own different way of spinning around what they want to do, how they want to reach out to their customers. But then from the regional and the national level, those people can see the performance and see data about what's going on and help to make decisions about that as well. So you can make it for the one guy shop, or you can also make it for
it's scalable.
the big thing. Yeah, and the success of any of these software is the the adoption in a business.
Yeah.
Like, how much do I have to change what I'm doing every day because we got a new piece of software?
Yeah.
Usually the boss says, hey, we got a new piece of software. People are like, hold on, I already did it this other way.
That's one thing
And-
that, to your point, that's one thing that I like about some of the newer versions of CRMs is that they mesh seamlessly with Outlook. So if you're sending an email in Outlook, I'm trying to bring it back down to where like people understand it. And from an example, if you send an email in Outlook, that email is also going to show up in your CRM, and vice versa. And to me, that's a perfect example. Is you don't have to change anything that you're doing. Once it's set up and you've hit the integrations and you make sure that things integrated, you basically are using your systems the same way that you always has. It's just that in the background, everything's interconnected.
Yes, getting the buy-on is a key piece. And like, if you don't have to duplicate your job,
Yeah.
and you're doing the same thing in the core system that is operating the company, but then all of a sudden, these juicy sales opportunities magically appear in Zoho.
Imagine that.
Yeah, then it's very valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's pretty much, in college they told me 80% of software projects fail, and most of the time it's because of adoption.
Adoption, yeah.
Yeah, it's because, yeah.
To your point, so I run media for a large bank, right, based out of Chicago. Big mortgage bank, 400 salespeople. And we use a CRM called Total Expert, very widely known in the mortgage industry, and it connects seamlessly with everything. And one of the things that I monitor and that I call people out on the sales team is, and again, I have people underneath me that are doing everything, but I pull the reports and then I talk to the heads of all the sales divisions and I say, we have 400 salespeople. Why are only 30 logging daily basis? Why are only 15 actually sending out emails? How many of our people haven't logged in 30 days? Like, these are the little things that you can measure. To your point of adoption, it's so simple, but yet they're not even going in and uploading new customers. And it's like, what are they doing? Are they driving Uber and not actually working? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. No, we've actually had a couple customers in the financial space where the big flag had some kind of CRM that they forced them onto, and then they never used it. So they came to us and we actually connected it via API to Zoho, and their life is much easier.
That's
and that
great.
information is at their fingertips.
That is amazing. All right, so we've spoken about EFS, spoken about Zoho. One of the one really want to talk to you about, because I think everybody loves music, is a project that you're involved with called Tune.fm.
Yes.
Tell us,
So-
what is Tune.fm?
So far, maybe this stuff is a little more boring and dry than what we covered.
Yeah.
This is the sexy cocktail party conversation
Yeah.
about what EFS Networks does. So, when right, we still build custom software from scratch, bespoke custom software. And to date, in this media and entertainment space, we've built 3 different metaverses, whatever your definition of that is, that you can have a concert in the metaverse, which is basically a video game, and your avatar is attending this metaverse experience. So we came across this company called Tune FM, which is a friend of mine from back in the day, another fellow geek from Philadelphia, who's a musician, and it's essentially the equivalent.
Antar, David Antar? Or
Andrew Antar.
Andrew Antar, yeah.
Andrew and his brother Brian.
Do you know Antar, Crazy Eddie back in the day?
Yeah.
That's the Antar family. Is he part of that family?
I asked him that, and he vehemently said, "Absolutely not." So Tune is essentially the Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora of the world, except for instead of you paying a monthly subscription on credit card, you're using their crypto token, and you're paying per use, per consumption. Which it may sound weird, like when your Spotify's $12 a month, like but it actually works out to be usually less than what you're paying.
But now, do you have to have a crypto wallet in order to register
They take
for it?
care of all of that.
Okay.
So you
So
sign.
are they like creating their own cryptocurrency almost?
They have their own.
Or you fund it
they
with
have
your
their own
card or your
token.
cash? Yeah.
They have their own token, which is called the Jam token. Like you're going to jam to some
Appropriate.
music.
Yeah.
And it's based off of Hedera, which is one of the bigger cryptos up there with Ethereum and Bitcoin. But their token, you buy these tokens, and then you use the tokens in the music arcade, if you will, to play the music. But otherwise, it's the same exact experience as you would get from the Spotify or an Apple Music. of the
Now,
world.
somebody really big, one of the biggest hip hop artists in the world, just left Spotify and went over to Tune FM exclusively. Who are we talking about?
Snoop Dogg.
There you go.
Snoop Dogg.
SNOOP.
And my friend, the nice nerd boy that I
Didn't he
know
do
him
a song
of,
with him?
did a song
Yeah.
with Snoop Dogg
Okay.
called Spaceship Party, where he played the violin and Snoop did the rest. And it's exclusively on Tune FM. So yes, Tune originally started, for the more independent
Sure.
folks to make sure that they got their fair share of the licensing because they're paying the artist directly. But now it has some incredible traction. And things like Snoop Dogg are coming
And what
along.
did you do? How does EF face in with Tune FM?
So EFS does two major things for Tune. We supplement their development team where we have developers on staff with them building in Python, which is the magic language
Sure.
that makes
Yeah.
all this stuff happen. And the other is we help them with their cloud infrastructure. So their Amazon Web Services, which is probably more important than the
AWS S3
regular
buckets.
Amazon.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Supposedly has close to half of the internet is in the Amazon Web Services cloud. So EFS is a big Amazon Web Services partner, and we've built the infrastructure for Tune software, all these things that are happening with the crypto transactions to live in that cloud. In the back to school day for my daughter, I explained this: the cloud, the internet is like the highway,
Sure.
the software is like the car,
Okay.
and the house, the garage, is the cloud where the software lives. So essentially, Tune.
That's a great analogy. That is great.
Thank you.
So, so now I guess so you're meshing in the Amazon, AWS, and Web Services, those buckets in, so all of the music is digitally being stored in there. And then is your company? Have you built all of the, digital mechanisms to go out and pull the music out and deliver it seamlessly?
So nowadays, where music is all digital,
Yeah.
there is no discs or anything. There's standards that from Apple to Time Warner to everybody has an agreed upon standard of which digital music is circulated around so
Yeah.
that it doesn't get pirated, so that you're properly compensated, etc. So those standards we've implemented in Tune so that Snoop Dogg can take his label and drop off the music there, and then it's properly kept track of.
Now, can creators? This is why, this is one of the reasons that I got into streaming TV, because you really have, and streaming TV follows the same exact principles of what you were saying, right? But on streaming TV, you can pretty much dictate how much you want to get paid, any commercials you want to put in, whatever. So you really have more control over just going onto iTunes or just being on YouTube or whatever. Somebody like Snoop, can he dictate how much it's going to cost to play his music, or is it one flat fee? How does that work?
Yeah, so that's one of the interesting things about Tune is that they're much more direct with the artists, and they can negotiate whatever they want to be paid for it. And with Snoop too, he has exclusive content too that is only on Tune and therefore only gets played.
It's growing. It's in its infancy. When did Tune start, and what are the future projections for Tune? Do you know anything about that?
Well, they've done some incredible fundraising to date, and over $50 million invested in the company.
Really?
And they're on the precipice, obviously, with these major musicians now coming onto the label.
That's what I think is
we're
going to be
kinda
the key.
at
You
this,
need to get somebody
junction
like
point.
Snoop. They need to get somebody like Snoop in every genre. A reggaetonero, a salsa singer, country music, whatever, heavy metal, rock and roll, whatever. Every genre, they need to have a major artist come in, and then that's going to bring everybody else in.
Yeah, it's an exciting journey.
That's cool.
And I'm just holding on tight.
There you go. Sometimes that's all you can do. I like to end this. We've been talking for almost a half hour now. It goes really quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like to end this with what I call the favorite section. What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, The Godfather.
One or two?
One.
Okay. So you're the original. Okay.
Yes.
What's your favorite scene from The Godfather?
My favorite scene from The Godfather. when Sonny at the toll booth,
Yeah.
when he just takes everybody out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he gets taken out, doesn't he? Yeah, he gets taken. He gets shot. That was filmed on Long Island, that scene. Pretty cool. What's your favorite TV show of all time?
Favorite TV show of all time. I don't watch a ton of TV.
Even going back to when you were a kid. You were a kid, like, what'd you have to watch?
Married with Children.
Yes!
Yes.
Such an underrated show. But when we were kids and we would watch it, our families would go nuts because it was considered disrespectful. Now it's nothing compared to what's out on TV now.
Oh yeah.
A genius. And hey, let's give it to what's his name, to Ed Bundy, because when he went on to Modern Family and he ended up being married to, he went from Peg Bundy to Sofia Vergara.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Favorite city outside of Miami and Philly? What's your favorite city?
My favorite city is Philadelphia. I miss
Okay.
home
Yeah.
still. I know both my fiance and I, we have a lot of family there.
What do you miss most about Philly?
I miss this private, outside of the people.
Yeah.
The stuff that I miss the most, I would say, is this club called the Union League,
Okay.
which is really second to none.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I miss about New York? And look, I've been here since 2012, so 13 years. July will be 13 years. What I miss it, and I go back all the time. I'm back every month. But I miss when I walk into the deli or I walk into the bagel store and they know my order right away. Or, I go to the bar or a restaurant and, everything's there. That's, or knowing, when I go for a walk in the neighborhood, oh, that's Mrs. Pandolfo's house. Let me stop in and say hello to her. Or, that's Leo's house. Let me go see what's going on with Leo, see if he's home or whatever. Here, yeah, I know a lot of people. It's not the same as when you grew up for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, the old school neighborhoods in Philly,
Uh-huh.
like South Philly. My fiance is from South Philly. Like, that's the kind of stuff
South
that
Philly,
I miss.
it's a rough neighborhood, huh?
I mean, depends on which
Yeah, I
part of
guess
it.
so, yeah.
It depends on if you like the Eagles or not.
Apple versus Google or Microsoft? What do you prefer?
Amazon Web Services.
Okay, but do you prefer like a Google phone or an Apple phone?
iOS, yeah,
Do you-
Apple phone
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
The thing I like about Apple is that it's just, if you have a MacBook or you're using a Mac computer and then you have your Apple phone, it's seamless. Everything's right there. It's so easy. What's the best restaurant in Miami?
Kiki on the River.
Oof, what a great time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was working out today I had my afternoon workout with the DJ there, and we were talking about how even with everything else that's getting built up on the river and all these other places that have opened up, it still is the most fun place on a Sunday.
A good friend of mine, his name's Brandon. He's the director of Beverage now, just got promoted.
Okay, cool.
And I've watched the journey that they're going through, opening up all these places. It's
insane.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your favorite airport to fly in and out of?
Miami,
Yeah,
right here.
it's pretty easy, right?
That's one of the main things of moving here is that the world is your oyster.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to see all the places you can get to and so many different options to even get to
And
those
I don't know
places.
how it is in Philly, but I know in New York, I only live maybe 12 miles from both LaGuardia and JFK, but it takes an hour to get there. Right? I take the train all the time because it's so much easier. Here, we're in the middle of downtown and everything else here, and literally 12 minutes.
15 minutes,
Yeah, you're at the American Airlines gate and you're good
Yeah.
to go. What's your favorite car?
My favorite car is BMW.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you 7 Series, X6? What do you like?
We got an X6 and an 8 Series.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the 8
bad boy.
Series was like you could get a sports car, but it still has 4 doors.
Okay.
So you could check the family box while still having a
Yes,
sports car.
exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Favorite sports team?
Favorite sports team? Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Bagels or pizza?
Pizza.
Okay. Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Beautiful. Ah, this guy's American. I love it. Yeah. Did you like the movie The Invincible? Invincible with yeah. How'd you like that?
Yeah. Wait.
Invincible. That was with what's his name? Marky Mark. When he played the Philadelphia Eagle guy that went and tried out.
Oh, yeah.
Is that called Invincible? I don't know. But that was a good movie. Yeah. Not as good as The Godfather though.
No, definitely not.
All right, so what's next? Let's close with this. What is going to be next on your schedule? What do you got going on in life and in business?
Life, trying to relax and enjoy some time with the family and balance things
Always.
properly between a small business that's really at a precipice and some really cool, interesting things that are happening with our very significantly growing Zoho partnership and Amazon Web Services partnership.
Gotta love it. How many hours do you think you work a day?
I don't know. I don't keep track of it.
Yeah.
And I try not to say like I worked so many blah blah like
Yeah,
because
I
it
know.
just goes.
I know.
But definitely at least 10 to 12.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny, you know. Even if I'm not sitting in front of a computer, I'm working because my brain's going, or like I'm writing notes down on my on my phones. And or I'm trying to make appointments or whatever. So we're from the Northeast. I think that's why we succeed so much down here in Miami. Is when you have that Northeast mentality, whether it's from New York or like our favorite brother Philadelphia. It's always, you're never going to change how hard we work and how our brains are just focused on working. That's why I believe that we're successful down here in Miami.
The grit.
Yes, but I also think that's why we're impacting Miami in a very positive way, because we're showing them that you can find that balance between partying, enjoying life, having fun, and being very productive and working and earning a good living.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the partying is what you see on Miami as the Instagram post.
Yeah.
But there's so much more underneath once
know.
you lift up the cover.
Yeah.
There's some incredible things that changing the economy in the whole United States happening right
Incredible. How can people find you?
here. You can email me,
Okay.
evan@efsnetworks.com, or just go to the website, EFS Networks.
There you go. Hey, this has been an amazing podcast. Really good getting to know you a little bit. You surprised me with the Goodfellas, a favorite movie. It was fun to learn a little bit about Tune FM and to kind of hear. I learned something about CRMs when you were speaking about Zoho with the CRM and the ERP. So this is why I love doing the podcast and sharing my journey, which why we call it Caravan. Sharing my journey and the people that I meet and the people that I get to know. This was amazing. I think what we need to do is maybe in a couple of months we do a follow-up to this podcast.
Awesome.
And we can talk a little bit more. Maybe we could do a really deep dive into Tune FM and talk a little bit more about that and about the streaming TV industry and the music industry and how everything kind of just together.
Yeah, maybe there's some fusions with Boost.
100%.
Good stuff.
100%. All right, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time. Everybody loves Miami. Maybe not as much as Ronnie G does, but Miami is a paradise. That's why we call it definitely Miami. The other thing everybody loves about Miami is real estate. That's what we showcase here on Caravan Miami. On today's episode, we're going to meet my good friend, Elliot Machado from the Double L Group.
You're that Mexican Cuban that doesn't speak Spanish.
We're going to showcase Brickell, and we're here at the beautiful home of my good friend, Monica Zaleski on the Venetian Coast. People always ask me, what does definitely Miami? I have to say, Monica, she embodies definitely Miami from the minute that you meet her until the minute that you leave her presence. She's really amazing. Oh, hello there. All right, another episode of Caravan Miami. We are here at the beautiful home of my good friend, Monica Zaleski.
Thanks for coming, Ronnie. Always a pleasure and always entertainment.
Hello there. How are you?
So, Ronnie, what are we talking
Talking about two of our three favorite things, real estate and Brickell.
about?
Yeah, why
I love
not?
Brickell. I feel like I'm in New York when I'm in Brickell.
Well, as a New Yorker, 5 years ago, I would fight you on that. But now, I got to say, Brickell definitely has that New York feel.
I love it. Listen, if I want to be in the beach, I'm here in my house. If I want peace and just total sanctuary, I stay here. When I want to go, it's a mile and a half, 7 minutes away, and I'm in New York.
Beautiful. 7 minutes away that you drive. The way I drive, it's like 15 minutes.
No. I'm sorry. It's only 7. It's a mile, 0.4.
You drive a Lamborghini, I drive a Jeep. We'll leave it at that.
The same, the same.
On today's episode, we are so lucky to have known for years and years and years Elliot Machado, who is Mr. Brickell.
I sell real estate, right? And the hardest part for me to actually sell Brickell was actually selling, listen, we are a neighborhood. We are here. There's people that live, work, and play here.
So where's Mr. Brickell?
Mr. Brickell is going to join us a little bit later on, but
Okay.
for now, let's go take a look at one of his properties and what he calls, stay tuned. 900 Biscayne Bay condos rise up 62 Biscayne Boulevard in downtown Miami, the epicenter of Miami luxury condos. Located on the bay, the design affords residents the best of both worlds with sweet Biscayne Bay, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Miami Beach skyline to the east, in addition to sunset views to the west. The best part is full service here, valet parking, and of course, at 900 Biscayne Bay, they have restaurants, a nail salon, and plenty of amenities on the ground floor. .900 Biscayne is definitely Miami. It's amazing how downtown and Brickell has kind of melded into one, and that building is super special. Casaya Center right across the street. You have the museum right there. You've got the park right there. Phenomenal. 900 Biscayne.
I mean, it's like a dream location. You're next to everything. You're in the heart of everything. You go to the beach in 2 minutes, Brickell in 2 minutes, Sunny Isles, wherever you want to go.
That's the one part that I love about living on the beach, Brickell, downtown, is that you're usually 10 or 15 minutes from the airport. You're 10 or 15 minutes from just about everything in Miami.
You're geographically suitable for everything, for business, for pleasure, for fun, whatever else you want to do.
You know, the number one rule about real estate is always location, location.
Location.
There we go. Speaking about location, do you know about the Jade in Brickell?
The building is great. It's centrally located. You have beautiful views. They even have these 2-story townhouses that are amazing. And what I like about you, the best restaurants, you just walk downstairs. It's like having your kitchen.
I know. LPM, I'm not a big fan of French food.
But it's good.
Right.
And then you have
but
Osaka.
LPM is absolutely amazing.
Amazing. It's famous all over the
Absolutely
world. In Dubai, everywhere have LP.
There you go. Elliot has a beautiful unit that he's going to showcase for us right
Wow.
now. Jade at Brickell is a private and exclusive luxury condo. This is a fabulous and exclusive waterfront real estate location. Every balcony is surrounded by water and provide beautiful, unobstructed views. Imagine taking a relaxing walk, contemplating the sunset, or an early morning jog around the walking path. Tranquil, scenic, and convenient. If you are buying, though, in Jade at Brickell, Elliot and Double L are your team. Wow, your views here at your house are spectacular. The views from the Jade over the bay like that, super sexy.
You know what? I think Miami is the sexiest city, and I think everyone here, because life begins in the sheets. Ronnie, you have to try my spray.
Go ahead.
Smell it, Ronnie. Let me spray it to you. The girls will come after you.
I have no problem with this. I'm an idea guy. I always come up with these brilliant
You
ideas.
do.
The next group of clients that we're going to gift them with sexy bedding.
They need sexy bedding because you sleep 1:30 for sleep better. They're going to get up, feel better, and buy more real estate from Elliot.
Boom.
And more bedding for me.
There you go. Speaking about sexy, there's another sexy building right in Brickell called the SS. Let's go check out this listing that Elliot's got. At the center of it all, SLS Brickell takes its standards of style, luxury, and service to transform downtown Miami's skyline. It is a feast for the senses, a creative cocktail of sophistication and playfulness. Situated in the heart of Brickell, just walking distance from Brickell City Center, Sexy Fish, North Italia, and all of the dining attractions in Brickell. It offers 453 contemporary residences with panoramic views of the Miami skyline and Biscayne Bay, state-of-the-art amenities and VIP access to the ultra-exclusive beach club Hyde Beach in Miami Beach. It is truly one of the most memorable buildings in all of Brickell. The SLS in Brickell is one of my favorite buildings. You want to know why?
Tell me, Barney,
Have
why?
you ever been to Gecko? Because mi titi pregunto, siempre. I mean, you know, it's owned, and then it's also owned by Bad Bunny. It's one of my favorite spots in Brickell. Food is great there. You know, you never know. Maybe you run into Ronnie G, maybe you run into Bad Bunny.
There you go. Hey,
know.
they're both good.
You know what else is good? I love the design at that hotel. It just has that feel when you come in, similar to your house. The design just feels so definitely Miami.
Design is so important because it has the power to change your emotional state. It's so important that the lobby of the building, when you walk in, it looks rich, and also where you want to live there. It's like you have to turn someone on. When they walk in your house, it has to smell good. The music design is happier than you already are.
Give us one simple tip that somebody can do to the entrance of their home that will change or make their home feel more inviting.
Most important thing is to declutter the home. Sometimes people, all they have to do is rearrange the furniture. For me, when you walk in a home, it has to be open, no clutter. It's like the entrance. I walk in and I feel free. There's space around me. It's like when you're walking down a runway, there's space. And then you're happier because clutter just makes you feel like it's an anxious feeling.
Yeah. So anxious, everybody just likes to feel chill.
Chill and at peace. Come on, Miami, like I always say, the hottest, sexiest city, and everyone's coming here.
Well, speaking about hot and sexy and somebody that's bringing a lot of people to Miami, stay tuned. We're going to chat with Elliot Machado next.
The Double L Group is a luxury real estate team that specializes in Brickell, and its base is really, taking you from that rental to growing into homes in Coral Gables, Coconut Grove, Buena Vista, Miami Shores. We're not a one transaction and done type of team. When you come to us, we understand what you're trying to do, we listen, and we ask the right questions.
So we obviously know Reach is a luxury product. We're around that $1,000 a square foot, especially compared to the other buildings next door, which we have 500 Brickell on the river. The two office towers that are in front of us are nice. There's actually a little parking, River Oyster Bar, super delicious. But here, where you see this building here, and that one Brickell City Center is going to go on up. It'll be 86 stories, something like that. It'll be really pretty. Going to really do a lot of wonders for that corner of Brickell Avenue. But other than that, I'm really happy with where this is situated and how I'm going to be kind of protected and have my own space in front of me.
So you're Mexican Cuban that doesn't speak Spanish with the last name, but
That's right. That is definitely right. 100%. But that's how you always remember me. You're like, you're that Mexican Cuban.
do you know? So I'm puro gringo. Like I am 100% American.
Really?
Yeah. To like these, cafeterias in Calle Ocho, and this 83-year-old Cuban grandmother will say, "Oye, señor, ¿qué quieres?" Like they'll just start automatically talking to me in Spanish.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, nice. But you know how to speak Spanish.
Yeah, well,
why
I've
we're
been
gonna-
married to a couple of Colombians, so
It's easy to remember.
yes, very easy to remember. Sitting here right now, a good friend of ours, one of the best realtors. In fact, I think like you're known as Mr. Brickell, aren't
Mr.
you?
Brickell, I am, yeah, 100%. It's been, I guess, 14 years selling in Brickell.
Okay.
So it's been a little bit of a while working that market. The other thing is I want to get a tent back, but not quite sure if I can get that done.
Wow. Wow.
Commitment.
That's real commitment. But then you've got to kind of be like Bert Kreischer, the comedian, who gets up and takes his shirt off when he performs. When you go on a listing, you got to take the shirt off.
That's the problem. That's where I'm not willing to take the shirt off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't take my shirt off either.
Marketing is everything in real estate, and you'd be shocked at how many agents actually have a marketing plan.
I'm Elliot Machado, and I'm the founder of the Double L Group, which is a top producing real estate team and a founding agent underneath Serhant Miami.
I'm a little bit about how our team operates and the exact process we follow every time we get a new listing to properly market it and get it in front of as many eyes as possible. Before we list your home, we'll come by to create tons of professional content. We take photos, videos, 360 content, and more. And it only takes us about. We have a tried and true pricing strategy to keep your home competitive with other listings. That way, we'll receive tons of calls and showings for the first couple weeks. Once your listing is live, we literally blast it all over the internet. It goes on our front page of our website, which gets over 5,000 views per month and syncs with other real estate sites like Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. Then we take your property and we blast it out on our email, which is about 12,000 strong between buyers and agents. And because the way we have it set up with our email campaigns, we have an extremely high open rate and click rate. Plus, we have an audit follow-up process for all of the interested buyers. We're extremely active on social media, of all of our listings to our page for thousands of local followers to see. We also make each of our listings a custom site or landing page, as we like to call it, with pictures, videos, 360 tours, in-depth description of your home. We promote these listing pages through digital, a huge budget behind each listing on Google, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. How fancy our digital ads and the tricks that we have up our sleeve, nothing reprint. We call agents every day to discuss our listings to see if they have inventory. Once we find a buyer and your home goes under contract, our work doesn't stop there. We have a contract coordinator whose job is to make sure everything is in place for a timely closing, and a strategic alliance with Florida Secured Title, who is our title company we've been working with for years. I know we just covered a lot of information in a short amount of time, but that's just how we work here at the Double L Group. We're efficient, quick, and always covering our bases. For an in-depth description of our A to Z at doublelgroup.com/marketing.
For me, when you're selling a home, the most important thing is how it looks when you walk in, turn on or turn off factor. What do you think about that?
100%. Yeah, even on my showing side, or just being able to walk them through that space within the first 30 seconds to see if they, ignite any type of, I like this place.
I feel it's the first floor, it's the lifestyle areas. They walk in, it has to smell good, it has to look good. You wear the right outfit, you come in the right car. I'm selling you the American dream, the lifestyle. So to me, it's 30 seconds, I turn you on or off.
Yeah, 100%. I love that, and especially with your design and with the sexy bedding and everything. It just really cultivates that experience that you need as a buyer or someone walking in, whether it's it's a home for sale or someone walking into a home. You want it welcomed in all aspects.
Also, I feel that when you walk into a home, it's my sanctuary, it's my heaven on earth. When I walk into a home, I have to feel a sense of peace, that I'm recharging. This is my heaven on earth. I'm in my own world when I walk into my home. The gates close, and whoever comes, I'm going to give you that same experience because I love to entertain. And I think with the real estate that you sell, come to Miami. We are truly the #1 city in the U.S. It's the hottest, sexiest city. I mean, I love Miami.
I couldn't 100% agree with that. Like you're speaking to the fire. I love it.
It's paradise to me. And this is why, seriously, I love sexy bedding because it fits Miami sheets. And Miami, I tell people, I've lived all over the world. I am in love with Miami. I'm in love with sexy bedding and my sleep. And I think we're voted the #1 healthiest, happy, and fittest city in the U.S.
Yep. All right, perfect. Because the whole idea of this video, Danny, is to make sure that people understand what it's like to live in Brickell City Center and get the feeling of the energy at night and how pretty it really is. And honestly, it's like, I was gonna say after we finish this, we could probably go downstairs, get a bite to eat, get a cocktail from somewhere. Lord knows I can use it. mean, they call this building Reach for a reason. It's because everything is just within reach. Downstairs, the Miami River, the biking, Key Biscayne, going to Miami Beach. The location is really highly undervalued considering the type of product it is, right? Most of the product that you have to pay for is well over $1,000 a square foot, and it's in the south side of Brickell, not right in the middle of it. And being in the middle of it and having a product that's luxury for this price per square foot it's a gem, man. I'm happy with it. I really am.
Let's go.
I love it. I love it. The best is that we got to spend time together in your own home. Absolutely phenomenal location. And we had a really good conversation with our good friend, Elliot Machado. We learned a little bit about Brick.
So make sure you follow me at Monica Miami Designer. Super simple. Monica Miami. I'm a designer and that's it. And you can follow me on Sexy Bedding.
I love it. The next episode of Caravan Miami.
It's always fun with you, Ronnie. I always say when I do something, I have to be entertained. And I'm certainly entertained with definitely Miami TV.
It's Ronnie G. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
I forgot to tell them to.
No, because Ronnie G TV is good.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Let's do it one more time. You ready? You ready? Start from the part where you're like, hey, if you want to follow me, good. And 3, 2, 1. Hola.
Hola. Okay.
No,
Okay.
don't say hola because we're
Yeah. Go.
Okay. And action.